So Patriots versus Seahawks, man, Super Bowl 60. Right. Now, of course I'm rooting for my team. Of course I'm rooting for the Patriots, right? But I did say, and I said at the beginning of the season to a lot of, hold up, let me put my shit on do not disturb. Um, I said to a lot of Patriots fans that I know personally, look, Patriots have a very good chance of going to the Super Bowl this year. I'm telling you. They're all like, no, they're gonna get 6 wins at most. I'm like, I'm telling you, like they're gonna get 10 to 12 wins and sneak in the wild card. That was that truly was my belief, right? I did. Now I wasn't really thinking they'd get past the wild card round, and if they did, they probably wouldn't make it past the divisional round. Um, I'm proud of my Patriots for what they did this season. I'm proud of Mike Vrabel for turning the team around the way he did. I'm proud of Drake May for playing the way he did all season. He didn't play well in the playoffs. Obviously, a lot of it was due to weather conditions, but also playing three top five defenses in the league, right? And then you go against the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, who are by far, well, yeah, not by far, because I wouldn't say they're like a lot better than the Bills, but they're a much better team than any other team that we've faced this season, right? And we're facing them on the biggest stage. Um, so I'm not mad that the Patriots lost at all. I'm actually happy for Sam Darnold. Um, I'm actually happy for Daniel Berry. Salute, Daniel Berry. We gotta me and you should collab on some sports stuff. Um, I was thinking about that the other day. You and I should talk. We should collab on some sports stuff. But yeah, nah, the Patriots had an amazing season. I'm hella proud of them. Um, you know, I said it before the game too. I said it the other day. If the Patriots lose, it's I'm I'm proud of them. The only thing that kind of bothered me about this game was we got fucked up. Like, they fucked us up. Now, I'm going to say this, and these are not excuses at all, but I'm going to say this, and I guarantee you this will happen during the off season, right? Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. The New England Patriots need to strengthen their O-line. They need to be able to protect Drake May. Now, I understand the Seattle defense is crazy. Their front line is crazy, but we need a stronger offensive line. We need people to protect Drake May. I felt like they did a great job all year long. I mean, Drake May was averaging 250 yards a game, right? Against good defenses. Like, yeah, the Browns suck on offense, but they were a top defense. Like, and we threw all over them. So, you know, I don't know. It's just Drake May is still young. He's 23, and for him to make it to a Super Bowl, his first year as a starter for the whole season, and actually getting to play, and with a lot of new teammates as well, right? A lot of these players never played together. Most of them never been to a Super Bowl. A lot of them never been to playoff games. Mike Vrabel, first year as head coach. I felt like this season was a success. I think we exceeded expectations, right? And everyone keeps saying, "Oh, they had the easiest schedule. They had the easiest schedule." Minus one or two. I think it's one opponent. It might be two. Minus one or two opponents. The Bills had the exact same schedule as us and a worse record. So people can say we have an easy schedule, but is it because those teams are just so bad, or is it because the Patriots are better than most of the teams in the NFL? Because they are. The Patriots are better than most of the teams in the NFL. they have the heart, they have the passion, they have the intelligence, the football IQ. A lot of those players. So if you look at the offense, you got like Mac Hollins, you got Stephon Diggs, you got Drake May. They all really understand this game. But we gotta strengthen that front line. We gotta strengthen that offensive line, and we have to. Sorry, I'll get to the comments in a second. We have to strengthen that offensive line for Drake May. I know him and Will Campbell are buddies, but like Will Campbell let far too many people get to Drake May throughout the playoffs and tonight. And you know, these teams, they see that, so they attack that, right? And when you have a defense like the Seattle Seahawks, they're gonna take full advantage of that, and they did. You know, Drake May he can't throw the ball if he doesn't have time to throw the ball, you know. There were a few passes that should have been completed that Drake May either overthrew or threw too far to the side. There were some very catchable balls that were dropped, one by Hunter Henry and the one by Stephon Diggs, I think. But I feel like if Drake May didn't overthrow Austin Hooper, Austin Hooper was definitely going to gain, like, that would have been like a 40, maybe even 50-yard gain right there. And if we got a touchdown on that drive, we would have still been in the game. So again, I'm super, super happy for the Patriots and the turnaround that they had, and they should not hang their heads at all. And shout out to the Seahawks, man, because JSN is an amazing receiver. Like when his career's done, he's gonna be talked about with the best of them, the Jerry Rices, the Calvin Johnson. Like, he's gonna be talked about with the best of them, the Randy Mosses. Kenneth Walker, amazing running back, bro. Like I remember when the Seahawks weren't really utilizing him the way that they should have. And I think it might have been because he was like still a rookie, or maybe it was his second year. But I just felt like every time I did see him play, he did something explosive, and I felt like they should have utilized him more. And I remember thinking I wanted him to come to the Patriots, but yeah, man, listen, to me, the fact that a brand new team, brand new coach, brand new system, brand new quarterback, young quarterback, new receivers, you know, like pretty much completely new defense. What we did this year for not having, like, they built that chemistry and became they formed like Megatron, bro. They became one. Like they all had the same goal in mind. They all wanted the same thing. And they all, you know, they fell in line and stayed in their lane and did what they needed to do to help their team. And a lot of teams, like, you have teams like, I don't even want to say anybody in particular, but you have teams that have players on those teams that are more concerned with individual stats than, you know, team play. You know, they'd rather have the most rushing touchdowns as a quarterback than win a Super Bowl. Like, there are players out there like that. But you know, the Patriots, man, the heart they played with this year, the passion they played with, that defense is not to be messed with. And I feel like they're going to be even better next year. And make no mistake about it, the Patriots will be back in the Super Bowl. The Patriots will be back in the Super Bowl with this team. And I'm calling it right now. They'll be back in the Super Bowl next year. They'll be back in the Super Bowl next year. And I'm saying it right now. Drake May is only 23 years old, and he's already shown this season how great he can be. Bro, he's got a long, great career ahead of him. I feel like he's gonna really, come into his own next season and really just, I feel like there's going to be such a huge difference from this season to next season, even though he was amazing this season too. He's only going to get better, and I do feel like the Patriots are going to win 2 or 3 titles with him, maybe even more. But I do, like, 3 is the number that I'm thinking of. I truly believe in Drake May. I truly believe in Mike Vrabel. As long as Josh Daniels stays as the offensive coordinator for at least 1 or 2 more years, like, and maybe, we got to strengthen the offensive line and maybe get like a real top receiver and keep, Diggs in the slot or something, because we have plenty of deep threat receivers, but we have Kyle Williams, we got Booty, we got Douglas, but we need that guy who can kind of catch those balls in the middle of the field, those short passes, and I think that's Stephon Diggs. So I feel like we need like another number 1 receiver, so not like a top 5 receiver, nothing like that. I just feel like Drake May needs like another weapon, but then again, not even, because when the offensive line was playing good during the regular season, Drake May was getting the ball to everybody. Hunter Henry, Ramondre Stevenson, Matt Collins, Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, Stephon Diggs. Like, he reminds me a lot of Brady in that aspect. I hate comparing the two, and I hate when other people do, but in that aspect where he's not trying to get a certain guy a touchdown or a certain guy a certain amount of yards or receptions. He's throwing it to whoever's open, whatever's the best option to get them in the best position for the next play. And I love that about Drake May, especially at such a young age. And that's what I mean. There's nothing he can do but grow from this, right? And maybe it's a good thing that he didn't win this one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to next year and what they're going to do next year, man. I truly, truly am. All right, let me read some of these. Bullet ENT, worst game ever. Yeah, it was a shitty Super Bowl. It started out with 4 field goals, like, and then there were finally a few touchdowns. But yeah, it was, and the Patriots started to get some momentum in the 4th, but it was too little, too late. And even when they had the opportunity to, okay, if we score here, we're only down by, like, I think it would have been 8 points or something like that, they throw an interception. So it's, but again, shout out to the Seahawks. They played their fucking hearts out, and they deserve it. They were the better team tonight, so they absolutely deserve it. And I know it's hard to hear from someone who's from Boston, lifelong Boston sports fan. I know it's crazy to hear coming from me, but no, I'm not mad about the loss, and I know we'll grow from this, and I'm happy for guys like Sam Darnold. I'm happy for JSN. I'm happy for Kenneth Walker. I'm happy for their coach. I think he's a great coach. But don't think that this is the end for the Patriots. And I know that's what people think too. Like, oh, this is gonna crush the Patriots. The dynasty's over. Like, the dynasty won't begin now. Like, it's gonna be the same shit next year. Like, oh, last season was a fluke season because they had such an easy schedule. But now that they had, well, we were the number 2 seed, but we were tied with the best record in the NFL with 2 other teams. And oh shit. So my fault. I lost my train of thought. I was got caught up on this. But hold up, let me see. Had a good season, yeah. At least y'all got to the Super Bowl. Those 2 turnovers. Yeah, the 2 turnovers. The 2 turnovers, man, that was tough. That was tough. But yeah, at least we got to the Super Bowl. And like I said, maybe this is a good thing for Drake May, where, he'll grow from this and start to become even better than he is, which is tough, man. He's shown that but bro, like I would I, I would say like that the Seahawks just overpowered the Patriots offensive line, but I think that the Patriots offensive line just haven't played good all playoffs, and I don't know what happened, but that was definitely the weak link for us. Um, and they need to strengthen that. They need to get better with that. Um, Man, what did Drake make? Get sacked, what, 4 times or 5 times? I can't even remember. But no, he got sacked 7 times, dude. 7 times. But again, you can't look like sometimes you have to lose to learn how to win. You know what I mean? You have to go through those obstacles and those hurdles and fail sometimes to finally get to that victory. And the Patriots are here to stay, bro. So any Bills fans, like, sorry, but your time's up. Your time's up. Like, you're not getting in our way of winning more Super Bowls. If they sign Justin Jefferson, that might be kind of crazy. If the Bills trade for Justin Jefferson, which is the talks, the Patriots really need to look for a number one receiver outside of Stephon Diggs. Also, Max Crosby wants to leave the Raiders, and he wants to come to the Patriots. That's the team he said he wants to come to, is the Patriots. I love that idea. Bro, if we got Max Crosby, Christian Barmore, and Milton Williams, what? Like, I don't know if we can afford Milton Williams and Max Crosby, but I wouldn't trade for Max Crosby and get rid of Milton Williams. I personally wouldn't do that. But if we had both, bro, that defensive line would be insane. But I feel like our defense is strong. It could be a little bit stronger. We gave up the most points tonight than we did all season. But we have a great defense. We gave up the least amount of points throughout the playoffs before tonight. But I don't think that's really our weak area. They've gotten us a lot of wins, the defense. I really think it's that offensive line, bro. I don't think Will Campbell's ready. I don't think Will Campbell's ready. And I was rooting for Will Campbell. I wanted him to be great, and I do feel like the first half of the season or so, or a good chunk of the season, he played fairly well, especially for a rookie. But throughout the playoffs, he played terrible. He played terrible. But it is what it is. I'm not the type of person like of course throughout the season I'm rooting for the Patriots. They go to the Super Bowl, I'm rooting for the Patriots. I'm talking shit to the other teams. I'm talking shit, on lives and all that. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, when the game's over, it's just a game, and it doesn't affect my life at all. So I go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, go to work. It might be different for y'all that don't got 6 Super Bowl rings, though. Like, it might be different for y'all that don't got 6 championships. I don't know. Like, I guess if my team never won a Super Bowl or hasn't won one in fucking 40 years, 50 years, I'd probably be crying right now. You know what I'm saying? But I witnessed all of the Patriots Super Bowl wins, and I'm not disappointed, bro. How can you be disappointed in a team that did what they did this year with such new like so many new pieces to the puzzle, and a new head coach, like, and a second year quarterback who only started what, like, I don't even think he started half the season last year, and they had an even worse offensive line last year. So, um, you know, we'll see what happens. But what I do know for 100% fact is that the Patriots will be back in the Super Bowl. They 100% will win a few rings with this team. Obviously, I don't know how long players like Stephon Diggs will stick around. I think Diggs will stick around for at least a couple more years because he knows, what this organization can do, how we can turn it around, what we did from last year to this year. There's no reason why we can't get back to the Super Bowl next year and win it. There's no reason. There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be able to do it with the pieces we have. Hunter Henry, one of the greatest tight ends in the league. He did drop some big passes throughout these playoffs, but Stephon Diggs, Mac Hollins, bro, I feel like he's super underrated. I've been thought that though. Like, what other teams was he on? He was on the Raiders, I think. But either way, like they'd use him as a player, like when you need a big play, like just throw it to Mac Hollins. He'd get like one catch for like 40 yards or like two catches for like 60 yards. Like, they didn't use. I feel like they should utilize him more. And I think Drake May did a good job of that during one drive in this game. But I don't understand, like someone was saying to me, like, oh, why can't the receivers get open for Drake to throw the ball to? But it's not even that they can't get open. They're not even finished running their route to get open before the D line is through the O line. So Drake May has no choice but to either scramble and try to fucking screen pass it to a running back or just throw it out of bounds. You know what I mean? So, there were plenty of times when I would watch the replay of a sack, or Drake May throwing the ball away because he's getting chased out of the pocket, and I'm looking and there are people open, but they didn't get open before Drake May was, you know what I mean, before the pressure was there. And when we were pressuring Sam Darnold in the first half, we didn't pressure him enough in the second. When we were pressuring him in the first half, they were having to settle for field goals and punts, right? We needed to keep sending that pressure to Sam Darnold. I don't feel like we did that in the second half, and that's why they were able to score some touchdowns. But our defense is doing their job by holding them to field goals, holding them to punts. But our offense is not doing their job, and it's because of the O-line, But like I said, I'm happy for the Seahawks. I'm happy for the Patriots because I know they'll be back. Shout out to the Seahawks, man. I'm not a fan. I'm not really a fan of that organization. I hate their colors of their uniforms, but I do like a lot of the players on that team, and I do like Sam Darnold's story. So I'm glad that it was them that we lost to. I do feel like if the Rams were able to pull out the win against the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game, I do think the Patriots would be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy right now because Drake May would have threw all over that defense, and it would have been a high-scoring, close Super Bowl. But ultimately, I think the Patriots would have won. But shout out to the Seahawks, man. I can't even be mad. They kicked our asses, for real. They did. And again, like, our defense did their job. Drake May tried to do his job. Ramondre Stevenson did his job. The receivers were trying to do their jobs. The O-line didn't let the offense do what they were supposed to do. The offensive line did not allow Drake May enough time to find the open receivers, and that to me was the whole problem. So clearly, Seattle had a great game plan. They knew what weaknesses to exploit, and so did we on defense. In a way, we held Jackson Smith and Jigba to what, 3 or 4 catches, very like 27 yards. You know, we stopped Kenneth Walker on a lot of runs. He did have some big ones, but Pats didn't belong. Well, they were there, and they'll be back. Make no mistake, they'll be back. But hey, that's your opinion, man. If they didn't belong there, they wouldn't have been there. That's just my Yeah, I do love these colors, red, white, and blue. American and Patriots. What up? Because I'm a motherfucking Patriot. I just feel like guys on the Pats are still so young. Give it a few years and they'll get the aggression for it. Well, honestly, I think they learned a lot from this season, and they showed a lot this season, improved a lot to themselves, and I think this Super Bowl loss is gonna do nothing but inspire them, because a lot of these young players, they're very mature for their age. They're they're competitive, and I feel like we're gonna be right back at it next year. You know. The Patriots are here to stay. Like, I know people don't like it, and I'm sorry, but the Patriots are here to stay. We're gonna win at least a couple Super Bowls with Drake May. Watch. Broncos should have been there if Bo Nix didn't get hurt. Even if Bo Nix played in that game, we would have won that game. Stop it. I'm not buying that shit, and I'm not doing the hypotheticals. If this, if that. No. That don't matter, because Bo Nix did get hurt and the Broncos lost, so it doesn't matter. We can't play the what if game, because you don't know what would have happened. Bo Nix could have had the worst game of his life, and maybe he wouldn't have even thrown a touchdown like Jarrett Stidham did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do the what if game, because what if Carson Wentz didn't get hurt and Nick Foles didn't start and beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl? Carson Wentz and the Eagles would have lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. See, me saying that is the same thing as what you're saying. It's asinine, because we don't know, because it didn't happen. So there's no what if. Let's go Hawks, what a year. Yeah, facts. Yo, listen, what a year for both of them. Both teams, bro. Both teams had a hell of a year. And the Seahawks, I knew going into this game that they were the toughest team that we had faced all season. I knew that going into this game. And that's why I'm proud of my Patriots either way. Like I see what the future holds for this team. And I know, as a Patriots fan, what it's like to be a Patriots fan, and we want championships, and we're gonna get them by any means necessary. And what was it, 2018 or 2019 was when we won our last one? 2019, I think. That's too many years for us. Both teams entered the year as a 60-1 underdog to make. Yep, facts. I love that. I loved this matchup. And again, like, bro, I'm happy for the Seahawks. I'm not mad that the Patriots lost. What I am upset about, again, is that the O-line didn't hold up. They let Drake May get sacked 7 times. And let the Seahawks kick the shit out of us ultimately. You know what I mean? Our defense did great, but our O-line literally just let the Seahawks kick the shit out of us on offense, and that's the only part that I'm a little tight about. Like I feel like Vrabel should have ripped them a new fucking asshole in that locker room at halftime. But you know, or like I even said it during halftime, because I shut off the Bad Bunny halftime show because I'm not giving that view to the NFL. But now I lost track of what the fuck I was saying, because fuck that, fuck Bad Bunny and doing the halftime show. Yo, thanks to salute social health fam. Oh my god. But you know, like I said, we'll be back in it. And I would love a rematch between the Broncos at full strength in the AFC Championship next year, and I would love a rematch against the Seahawks in the Super Bowl next year. You know, but yeah, man. Yo, I'm not mad at y'all for being happy for the Seahawks at all, bro. Patriots got 6. This is y'all's second. Congratulations. And I'm not even being sarcastic. Not even being, because I know Patriots are gonna win more. It might be a little while for you guys to win another one, but we're gonna win a few before, within the next 10 years, by 2036, we'll have 2. We'll have at least 2, maybe even 3. Nah, we definitely will. We definitely will, Lonzo, right? We definitely will. Look, I know even though the Seahawks won tonight, and I'm giving props to the Seahawks, I know y'all are still mad about the Malcolm Butler interception, but I think it's time to let that go. I think it's time to let that go, dog. I think it's time to let that go. There's no rivalry between the Patriots and the Seahawks. Tom Brady don't play for the Patriots anymore. There's no reason. Bill Belichick's not the coach. There's no reason to hate the Patriots anymore. There's no reason. But if I was really that mad about it, I wouldn't be here live doing this. You know, like I said, and it's just sports, bro. It don't mean shit to me. I don't have, you know, I love watching football. There's nothing I love better from September to now than watching football. I love it. I love watching football. But once it's over, even if my team loses a Super Bowl, it's over. Like, I move on to the next thing. Tomorrow, you know, it's on to the next thing. You know what I mean? I will say this: the one Super Bowl that there were 2 Super Bowls that hurt, right? Clearly, when we went undefeated throughout the season and then lost to the fucking 9-6 Giants, who barely made it into the playoffs and shouldn't have been in the Super Bowl. That one's still a little tough one to swallow, but you know, it is what it is. That was a great helmet catch. And then the Nick Foles Eagles Super Bowl, because fuck Philly. And if you're from Philly, no disrespect, but as a Boston fan, you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. Not fuck Philly as a city. Fuck Philly's sports teams. But I did root for the Eagles when they played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, because fuck the Chiefs, for real. Fuck the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care how anyone feels about that. But so that's it, man. I just wanted to get on here. I gotta get up for work in a few hours. But anyone that's new in here, we do a show. Me and my buddy Pablo Picasso. We do a show every Monday night called Unscripted Logic, and we talk about some awesome shit. we do like a little light news segment that's amazing, and it's literally unscripted. He doesn't know, what I'm gonna bring up. I don't know what he's gonna bring up. We don't really plan too much. We just kind of let the show flow. So Monday nights usually starts between 7 and 8 p.m. So if you're new here, make sure y'all tune into this channel on Monday nights for Unscripted Logic. Especially if you're, 30 plus, you'll definitely appreciate the content that we do. So yeah, man, tune in, hit the subscribe button if you want. We usually do lives from StreamYard, but I wanted to start doing some more vertical lives. But Unscripted Logic will always be on StreamYard, so definitely tune in if you want. Fucking A, man. I'm thinking the Hawks and the Patriots will be in a few Super Bowls next time. Yeah, I agree. Both teams, man, both teams are great. I'm watching the highlights right now. This is ridiculous. There was one when Drake May fumbled the ball when they got that strip sack, right? There was one Seahawks player and like 5 Patriots players, and the Patriots players were just literally standing there looking down at the ball, and they were all closer than the Seahawks player. Who gets the ball? The Seahawks. They all just that part tripped me out, to be real. I didn't watch the Super Bowl halftime show. I made sure to change the channel so that they didn't even get the view off of it. And for no other reason than I'm not going to sit and watch a halftime show that I don't understand what the fuck I'm listening to. Right? I'm not a fan of that style of music, whether it's in English or Spanish. And people were like, oh, well, you just dance to it. Well, I'm not about to dance to some music where I don't even know what the dude's saying. He could be saying, I like to do stuff a little, like, I don't know what you're saying, so I'm not just going to dance to it, dog. Like, no. But I just hope he didn't wear a dress. And I hope the people enjoyed it. But I do know there was a alternate All-American halftime show on YouTube. I think it was on like Charlie Kirk's company's channel or whatever. And it was like Kid Rock and some country stars. I didn't watch it, but there was like 5 million people watching that. So that's 5 million people that tuned out of the Super Bowl to go watch that. Lady Gaga came on and was the only person who spoke English. Lady Gaga. He didn't wear a dress, thank God. Yeah, thank God, man, for real. See, this is bro, Unscripted Logic is such a great show. Like, we talk about some of the best shit, and the chat engagement is huge when it comes to this show. We love to hear the chat's opinions on things. So make sure y'all subscribe and tune into Unscripted Logic. It's the best show on YouTube that no one knows about. You know what I'm saying? We're on episode 74 tomorrow, I think. So between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in for one episode. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It usually starts between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's usually anywhere between 2 and 3 hours, But there's not a dull moment. Like, the people who watch, the people who are in there, they stay the whole time. So definitely worth at least checking out to see if it's your cup of tea, And we do it on a Monday because it's a lot of comedy. So, like, we do it on a Monday to kind of, like, lighten the mood for, it's the beginning of the work week. We kind of, want to just make people laugh at the end of a hard Monday. You know what I'm saying? Yo, appreciate that, little Jimmy. Appreciate that. Nah, I think you will enjoy the show, man. I think you will enjoy the show, and I thank you for subscribing. and if when you hit the subscribe, I don't know if it like popped up with a collaborator of mine, Pablo Picasso. If it did, make sure you subscribe to his channel as well, because he makes a ton of music, fire music, and he does his own live streams where he talks about other stuff that we don't cover on Unscripted Logic, and he's really good. He does a lot of accents, which are hilarious. Yeah, man, very entertaining dude. So make sure you subscribe to him as well. But at minimum, I appreciate the subscription over here, because this is his channel too, and we do the show over here. So definitely appreciate that. My house turned off the halftime show as well. Little Jimmy, let's go. So I gotta get out of here in a minute, but I had a conversation with this guy at work, and we were talking about it, and he was asking me what I thought about it, and I said, I'm gonna change the channel. Like, I don't support that, whatever. And he's like, well, I feel like it's a racial issue. And I said, listen, man, it's not a race thing. I said, you got to understand, football is an American sport, right? Why am I, or anyone else that doesn't speak Spanish, gonna watch a halftime show that we don't understand? Why? We're not gonna enjoy that. Why am I gonna do that? No, I had other things to do at halftime, like roll a joint, But yeah, man, on that note, I'm gonna get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. I appreciate anyone who hit the like button or the subscribe button. We do a lot of content on this channel, and my buddy's channel at Pick the Part, Pablo Picasso with a K. We do a lot of dope content, and we do multiple lives a week. We drop shorts multiple times a week. So it's definitely a channel that, and I think our channel doesn't really get pushed as much as it should, I think, because of the type of content that the type of topics that we discuss, and the jokes we make, really, because like we're from like the 90s, you know what I mean? So like I was born in the early 80s, so like we're from that cloth, so like that's how we do our show, you know what I mean? We're not gonna compromise for anybody. So we just talk about what we talk about. B702 don't say a motherfucking word until I say we drop shorts, and then he puts we drop shorts. Hey, yo, pause. Yo, B702, shout out to you. Anyone new in here? Anyone new subscribers? Just to let y'all know, B702 is the GOAT of the comment section. Facts. Plus, he's a day one supporter. Subscribe to his channel. He makes some dope shit too. But yeah, man, yo, this is come over to Unscripted Logic Monday. See if you like it. And I promise you, the people in the chat that engage in the conversations, bro, it drives the show. Like we read y'all comments. We take what you have to say into consideration. We'll respond to it. We'll tell you if we feel like you're wrong or if we agree with you. Like it's that type of show. And me and the guy I do it with, right, Pablo Picasso, we've been friends in real life for 28 years. So the chemistry is there, but we also argue too. Like we get into debates, we get into arguments, but mainly we laugh and we just have a good time. It's basically like just shit we'd be talking about if it was just me and him. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, like competition's slim in the chat for B702. So like if y'all want to pull up and try to out B702 in the chat, with comments, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult. B702 is the GOAT. But nah, man, I appreciate y'all. Man, I gotta get up in 4 hours. I really gotta get out of here. But I'm gonna go live again tomorrow. Well, we're gonna do Unscripted tomorrow. But one day this week, probably Wednesday, I'm gonna do another vertical live like this. I feel like that's a good way to get new people in here. You know what I mean? Little Jimmy, chill, B, chill. Nah, you right though, because I do drive for a living, so I definitely gotta go to sleep. But shout out to y'all, man. Seahawks fans, Patriots fans, whatever you are, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the Seahawks, man. And looking forward to what the Patriots are gonna do in the future. And B702, Max Crosby wants to go to the Patriots, bro. All right, we out this bitch. Peace.